Welcome back to the Open Wheel Offline League Season 4 race number 9 here at Detroit Belle Isle, our first and only street course of the season, as we are about set to go green, go through the field based on where they qualified yesterday, which was a bit of a chaotic one, which may set up for a very interesting race ahead. So starting out back in 24th, Alessio Deletta, that whole outside line, all the even numbers up to 12 did not set a time in their group. So just setting a time automatically advanced you. Alessio Deletta, the first one to be at the back. Then it's Jacob Abel in the 75. Did not set a time in his group either. And then we have in 22nd David Malukas starting a lot further back than he would want, but also not where he wants is the 43 of Shane Van Gisbergen, last race winner at Detroit. At Milwaukee, going to be starting deep in the field today in his worst qualifying effort of the season. 20th is teammate Dorian Pin, also did not set a time in qualifying. And then in 19th is Connor Zilic. The team has put a lot of time into his simulator work, trying to get him more closer to the front, but unfortunately he qualified at the back for today's race. In 18th is the 07 of Catherine Legg, going to be starting deep in the field with teammate David Malukas. And then 17th, second best qualifying effort of the season, Ethan Martz in 17th for Skibidi Sigma. And then in 16th, third in points, Robbie Lohr starting deep in the field once again. He started deep at Milwaukee. We're going to have to see if he can move forward better today. 15th is the 47 of Lindsey Brewer. First time taken to the streets of Detroit. A lot of these drivers haven't been at Detroit. Only ones that participated in Season 1 have. And then all the way down in 14th, worst qualifying effort of the season for Louis Foster. Your points leader starting deep in the field today. Gonna need to make up some ground if he wants to keep his points lead. 13th, Brendan Hubbard. Just barely missed out on making it into round 2, but a pretty solid effort from Viking Racing number 99. 12th, Stingray Robb. Did not set a time in his round 2, so he's going to be starting at the back of those that advanced. And then 11th is Mahavir Raghunathan in his best qualifying effort of the season. Both these drivers have experience here at Detroit. We're going to have to see if they can carry that forward. 10th is Miles Rowe, also in his best qualifying effort of the season, Eventide Racing, getting both cars into round 2. Yuki Tsunoda even further, as 9th is Benjamin Peterson, farthest up qualifying car for Banshees of Little Miami. Going to be looking at a good starting spot today. And then in P8 is Gail Barnhart, who is the farthest back of Silly Men Racing. But that is a very good sign for the team that they've improved. All three cars made it into round 2, as 7th just barely missed out on making it to the Fast 6 as Globler Lore going to be starting in 7th. And then P6, looking to try to move upwards in points, Callum Ilott going to be starting back in row 3. Did show that he had some pace in round 2, but didn't set a time in the Fast 6. 5th, best qualifying effort of the season for Yuki Tsunoda and Eventide Racing. This is also just in general one of their best qualifying efforts, as in 4th is the number 90 for Guy Gagne, his best qualifying effort of the season. Not his best ever, as he does have a pole at Dover from last season, as 3rd is Chet Jordan, going to be starting right behind his teammate Marcus Armstrong. A very strong effort for Silly Men Racing. It looked like Armstrong was going to get it, but right at the end, it says 9th career pole, 4th of the season for Ryan Preece. Still unsponsored somehow, but he's been looking to fight his way up through the point standings, set a very fast lap in the 106s, the only car to do so in qualifying yesterday. So a reminder, when they come around to the line, the yellow will be thrown again. We've added 3 extra laps. Hopefully no one wrecks on the pace lap, but this race is going to be one of attrition with yesterday's qualifying just showing that you needed one clean lap to basically just be able to do anything, as so much of the field had lap times deleted, really good lap times deleted, which has the field as shaken up as we see it. It's going to be interesting to see some cars fight to the front. The pace car is going to pull off, but the yellow will be thrown again, just a reminder. Hey, no one got a penalty. So now I guess the true pace lap's beginning, which I guess is a good thing because for whatever reason Marcus Armstrong just did not go. But let's take a look at your weather. For some reason the date not right. This does take place June 14th, 2 p.m. Race start, little to no wind, 70 degrees, track temp 95, so pretty cool day for racing. You can also get a look at which... Oh, already throwing it into the wall. Not ideal on the pace lap. Calm down. Take it easy. So Ryan Preece running the medium tires. Everyone pacing around. Luckily didn't look like we lost anyone. No one wrecked on the pace lap. You have some cars still back here in the danger zone, but they'll meet the pace car this time. You can also get a look at the track map. 14 turns. A lot of tight, moored street-like corners, 90-degree turns. But unlike other street courses, a lot more fast-flowing, kind of curvy sections. But the real big danger zones are going to be turn 8, which is the second of this, the one that they are coming up to. This is turn 7. Up here is turn 8, which is going to be the one that could hurt some drivers. But I think the big one that they're going to need to be cautious about is turn 12, which is the first of the fast double right-hand turns. So 35 laps, we're going to have to see, can anyone survive? So Preece on the mediums, Armstrong on the mediums, Jordan on the mediums, a lot of cars taking the mediums. Gagne on the softs, first one on the softs. Sonoda is on the mediums. Ilott looks to be not quite sure what he's on. But you have a couple cars that are forfeiting their spot in the line to just get better tires or fuel mileage. So I believe that is Chet Jordan and Guy Gagne are going to go to the tail end. And we're going to have to see if that gamble works. Jacob Abel joining them, but that is an odd decision to give up your starting spot. A lot of the cars at the front on the mediums. First car I saw on the hards was Stingray Rob back here in 8th. A lot of guys on the mediums. We're going to have to see what they can do with that. Chet Jordan and Guy Gagne taking a very long time on pit road. Did they get some sort of damage? They might have on the pace lap, so they may have not tried to forfeit anything. Yeah, it doesn't say they have any penalties, so they may have thrown it into the barrier too hard already, which that could put them in some serious trouble if they can't catch up to the tail end of the line. They're already going to be at the back. But it doesn't look good for the 24 and the 90. Must have been in maybe turn 12. As Chet Jordan's spot on the starting grid is empty. So is Guy Gagne's. They've now been in pit lane for 2 minutes. That is not a good sign. As now Chet Jordan exits, maybe Guy Gagne will follow. But Chet Jordan gonna be at the back of the field. Try not to wreck, trying to catch up to the field. Guy Gagne gonna be all by himself. This may be a very chaotic first lap, trying to see these guys navigate the course. As we get set to go. Turn 12, this is going to be the danger spot when we go green flag racing. Guy Gagne has not exited the pits, so something may have been terminally wrong in that number 90 car. But we get set to go. Pace car pulls off, and Ryan Preece is going to lead us to green. As the outside lane does not get going, Callum Ilott slowing very much so. And everyone on the inside has gotten a big jump. Guy Gagne finally exits the pits, but right in the middle of traffic, Yuki Tsunoda and Marcus Armstrong battle for second. Callum Ilott has dropped all the way to 14th. That whole outside line did not get going. We're under green flag racing, but that does help guys like Shane Van Gisbergen, who's already up to 11th just because that line, as that is, we've seen cars not been able to go off the restarts. It happened at Virginia, happened at Road Atlanta. And it looks like it's happened again. Ryan Preece not getting away from Marcus Armstrong. He's hanging with. As Marcus Armstrong going to chase Ryan Preece down the front stretch. First lap complete. And everyone has survived. Armstrong now chasing down Ryan Preece. As in the background, you see Glubler making a move for third on Yuki Tsunoda, and he's going to make it work. Glubler Lore now into third place. Back here, Mahavir Raghunathan trying to battle with Connor Zilic, both on the soft tires. Zilic started at the back of the field. He's already up to 7th. A good fortune on the start, going to move him forward as Marcus Armstrong all over the back of Ryan Preece. Gonna try to look into the outside, not gonna be there. Now into the middle section, Ryan Preece almost into the wall. That 33 won't leave Preece alone. Guy Gagne, a lapped car in the middle of the field, did not get to the start. Chet Jordan nearly has caught up to the back. Armstrong now chasing Preece once again. He's going to try and look to the outside. It's not going to be there as Brennan Hubbard now battling teammate Connor Zilic as he continues to charge forward. Zilic looking for 6th, and he's going to get it as Shane Van Gisbergen trying to get back into 11th as Alessio Deletta took his spot. Now Jacob Abel going to go by Alessio Deletta. So 2 spots lost by the 87 right there. Still, Armstrong putting the pressure on Preece for the lead. Glubler hangs on to third, as he's pretty hard into the wall there. That seemed to be a pretty decent hit. Armstrong continues to chase down Preece. Big slide from the 33. The field that was already shaken up gets shaken up again. Ethan Mart's the first one to bail. Either he had a significant hit or he's already looking to change tires, top off on fuel. But the number 95 is in pit lane now, wherever he is. As Louis Foster, all the way back in 16th, desperately needs to climb his way through the field to try to hold on to his championship lead. As everyone's starting to catch up to the top two. Gonna have to watch the number 9. He's on the soft tires, but is looking very aggressive. Trying to move forward. As Shane Van Gisbergen now in the top 10. Looking to get into the championship lead. Five laps in now. As Ethan Martz is still in pit lane, so that might be terminal damage. As Marcus Armstrong now looking around the outside. He's going to try and go for it. And they're still side by side, but Preece is going to hang on. But here comes the double zero as he's going to get shoved into the outside wall. Very aggressive moves early on. As Ryan Preece nearly lost the lead, but was able to hold on. Armstrong's now lost a lot of time. Ethan Martz now goes back out. He's in 24th. The 33 needs to reset and try to get back into a rhythm. As he's going to try again soon. Glubler had a huge hit into the outside wall. He's in the pit lane now. Hopefully that's not a serious issue. As the 30 of Robbie supposedly had a big hit. And David Malukas is also in, so a lot of cars coming in that might have had a significant impact. Chet Jordan as well. And that's why this race might just come down to who's able to survive. As these are 4 cars stacked on top of each other. Zilich kind of losing the group. And those soft tires really starting to hurt now. Preece leads Armstrong, Sonoda, Peterson, and Zilich. But that 9 continues to drop back. Shane Van Gisbergen in 9th now. As Zilich now in pit lane. Is this to change tires or is this damage? We're gonna have to see. Alessio Deletta also in. As Peterson tried making a move on Yuki Tsunoda, wasn't quite able to get there. So the number 9 of Connor Zilich, is this a normal routine pit stop? Yes, it is. He's away, and he's going to be going to the hard tire, so he's going to try and go the rest of the race. That is an early pit stop, but we're going to have to see if it works. So routine pit stop for him, routine pit stop for Alessio Deletta. Chet Jordan, Glubler Lauren, David Malukas still sit on pit road, as Malukas' wheel doesn't even look like it's going in the right direction. So a lot of cars having issues, but no yellow flags. Armstrong starting to lose touch with Ryan Preece just a little bit. Preece looking for a second win this season. He's up by half a second now. Armstrong has 27 all over the back of him. Lubler's going to leave pit lane in 20 seconds. Tsunoda tries making a look for it. Pin and Leg are in pit lane now. Going to have to see if those are routine. As Callum Ilott made a move. He's now in the top 10, running 9th now. The 03 and the 07 were on soft, so yeah, this is routine for both of them. Changing tires, Pin onto hards, and Catherine Legg also onto hards. They're going to try and go the rest of the way. And that is a big slide by Marcus Armstrong, and he is critically damaged, as that was a big slide that he was not able to hold on to, and he's going to miss pit lane, and this could be very bad. The 33 now slow on the racetrack. He's trying to limp it all the way back around, but that car is done. And just like that, that is a second place that just got tossed away due to over-aggression, as he has a big swarm of cars coming up on him. He's got to make sure to stay out of the way, as nearly right into the middle of it. Raghunathan came in, made a pit stop. He's going back out. As Zilich is backwards, and we're going to have to see if he can get back going. But he has spun around. He is going to get back going, but stuck in the middle of the track. What happened to the number 9? As that is the 54. So Zilich, he's going slow. So he may have also hit the wall pretty bad, and he takes out the 54. So Zilich may have had significant damage. Where's the 33? He is still not around. 47 of Lindsey Brewer and the 12 of Miles Rowe come in now. As Benjamin Peterson gonna go around Yuki Tsunoda, who's lost 2 spots. Brennan Hubbard now into 3rd. As that has been 95 of Ethan March slow on the racetrack now. A lot of cars having issues. And I think the 43 of Shane Van Gisbergen is another one. It has become a race of survival. They were going good for a while, but a lot of cars having issues, as Benjamin Peterson way offline, and Brennan Hubbard is going to move into 2nd. Is Guy Gagné slow? He may have had an incident. Oh, he just spun trying to go around Zilich, his teammate. And who is that slow there? That may be the 77 of Stingray Robb. Yes, it is. Only a couple cars hanging on, going strong. Raghunathan pit again. As here goes Callum Ilott, who's in P5 now. It's made up a good amount of ground as Hubbard and Peterson battle still. Yuki Tsunoda back there in 4th, hanging on. As Connor Zilich now in pit road, Stingray Robb. Shane Van Gisbergen has not made it around. But all of these guys, their days look to be about done. And that has opened the door, championship-wise and just result-wise, for some of these guys to get their names out there. Ryan Preece looking to enter the championship battle. This could be a big day for him if he does. Right now, out of the top 10, I am not quite sure who has pit. As Jacob Abel, he pit earlier. Lindsey Brewer has recently pit. Seems to be the best car that has actually done a legitimate stop. All of these cars on the mediums trying to make it on one stint. As Robbie Lohr pits now. As look at all those cars on pit lane. It's starting to look like a graveyard. As his is a routine stop, he's going to go back out. This could be a good points day for the 30. Right now it's looking pretty good for the 11 of Louis Foster, who sits back in 8th. If he can keep it clean, he could be in for a good result, which could help him in the championship, as it looks like Shane Van Gisbergen is critically wounded. Began to be a little bit more calm out there, but whoa, big slide by Priest, 2 big slides by Priest, drifting around the first 2 turns. As here comes Benjamin Peterson looking up the inside. As Hubbard around the outside, he's trying to go for the lead. Not able to get there, but 99 having a very good race so far. Keeping it clean, keeping it out of trouble. As Gail Barnhart and Louis Foster battle for 7th. If I'm Foster, I wouldn't push too hard, just keep it clean and stay out of trouble. As only 13 cars remain on the lead lap, Robbie Lohr being the last one. Dorian Pin trying to go around Catherine Legg. Dorian Pin has not cut her way through the field that much today. She sits down in 11th. Trying to move forward. Catherine Legg may try to fight back. But up here, Brendan Hubbard gonna look for the lead again. I'm just amazed at how much fight that 99 has in him. David Malukas trying to leave the pits. He is 24th on the racetrack. I don't know how many laps down he is, but he is 8 laps down, so there are some drivers still trying to fight out here and just look for any single point that they can. Yuki Tsunoda trying to make a move on Peterson. Not able to get there. The 11 and the 42, as that is Louis Foster going into the wall right there. Not majorly. He's hanging on. Brendan Hubbard still on the back of Ryan Preece. These guys haven't pit. Coming up on halfway so soon. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, as Benjamin Peterson has a run. He's going to look up the inside, as Hubbard is going to be very defensive. This 99 is looking very racy. I'd also watch the 47 of Lindsey Brewer, best car who's pit. Miles Rowe is the second one, so we could be in for a second strategy win from Lindsey Brewer in this series. If it looks how it is, that is 21 seconds. And have to see if Priest can gain that gap as Hubbard goes into the wall. That seemed to be a pretty decent hit. Callum Ilott closing in on this top group. He's looking to join the fight. This could be a big result for the number 18 team. But Lindsey Brewer continues to close in time-wise. That 64 really trying to stretch, but it seems like he may have pushed too hard too early. Here comes the 99 once again. And he has the lead for just a second, but will he hold on to it? Into turn 3, now into turn 4, he's going to be on the outside line. still trying to hang in there, and he's going to get it. So the number 99 of Brendan Hubbard gets to the lead, as this is looking like an incredible race for him. Brendan Hubbard has struggled the last 2 races, only has a couple top 10 finishes, and right now looking at what could be his first career win. But we're going to need to watch to see if the 47 continues to close in the gap, as that is another hit to the wall for the 47. The incident points are being racked up by these guys. Sandown looked pretty significant, but this one may beat it. 1 second lead over Preece already. We're at the halfway point, so if these guys... I just don't know why Ryan Preece is struggling so much. He may have hit the wall at some point. Dorian Pinn now hits the wall. He's down in 11th, trying to make up some positions to get into some solid points range. As there's the 33 of Marcus Armstrong, who's going to come out just in front of her. Luckily for the 03, this may actually provide a little bit of protection. But the 07 of Catherine Legg is for position, and so is the 30 of Robbie Lohr. As there goes the 30 up the inside of Catherine Legg. Robbie has pit earlier. 2.5 seconds. But still pulling away. As Benjamin Peterson trying to look around the outside, he's still there. Trying to go for second, Callum Ilott trying to go for fourth. As Callum Ilott might get into third here, as he will. Callum Ilott, 5th to 3rd, just like that. Three-and-a-half second lead for the 99 now. As Ryan Preece really struggling to get around. As that is Yuki Tsunoda in the barrier. They are playing ping pong off these barriers, I tell ya. Still no pitting. If you're the 64, you better pull off now because those tires aren't looking the hottest, but he is still trying to go as long as he can. Callum Ilott trying to chase down Benjamin Peterson as Yuki Tsunoda is going to try and make a move for P4. Tried looking to the outside, but now he's going to look to the inside. Can't quite get there. As the 42 and the 47 now battling for position. This could help Brendan Hubbard if Gail Barnhart holds up the 47 of Lindsey Brewer. Only 13 cars on the lead lap after all this chaos. And now it's looking like a good points day for Louis Foster, but Ryan Preece, he's right there, but he's struggling quite badly. I wouldn't be surprised if he pits soon, but he is still not pitting. He is really trying to go on these mediums. He's been tracked down by the 54 of Mahavir Raghunathan, who was involved in an incident earlier. It's the 54 is trying to pass Yuki Tsunoda. "16 laps to go. Hubbard leads by 3 seconds. His continuous growth has stalled out as the 29 is now tracking him down. Benjamin Peterson looking for a second race win. Callum Ilott hasn't won since season 2, and 18 Aggressive Bees have never won. 2.5 seconds now. He may have a battle all the way down to the end here. Neither of these guys have pit either. As the 29 goes hard into the wall, that's going to lose him a good amount of time, but luckily the car seems to be able to keep going. Much more gentle hit, but I don't know how many times you could hit that wall and get away with it. 42 continues to hold up the 47. And that could be the difference. If Lindsey Brewer cannot make up any time on this undercut, stuck behind another car. These guys may try and make the mediums last all the way to the end. As now there might be another car in the middle. Yes, there is. David Malukas now. He's all the way down in 20th. Being a little bit of a nuisance. 2.7 seconds. Callum Ilott has been stuck at about 4.1 seconds back from the lead. But the 29 is closing in, 2.5 seconds now. As Benjamin Peterson is in now. Gonna have to see if Ryan Preece now finally comes in. He is now 12 seconds back. Yes, he is going to pit now. A little bit overdue. As Peterson, hopefully there's not any damages that are being repaired, as that is a very long pit stop. So there may have been a little bit of damages repaired, and that could really hurt him. As Ryan Preece now in. Gonna have to see if his pit stop is of normal length. His is 8.3, so a little bit slow, but not as slow as Peterson's, who was very slow. As Dorian Pinn is also in. Just looking for a good result out of her. Catherine Legg trying to chase down Robbie. So right now, Brendan Hubbard holding steady over Callum Ilott in second, as Hubbard is in now, as Robbie trying to go around the outside. Catherine Legg gets by. Hubbard is in, Ilott is in. Gonna have to see how well these pit stops are. Sonoda is in. Abel might be able to go a little bit longer. That is a good stop from Hubbard. Ilott finally in the pit lane, as Abel's in now. We're going to have to see where Brewer comes out. Brewer, she's going to go to the lead, as Hubbard is back in second. There are cars in the middle. Right now we're looking at a pretty strange podium. Miles Rowe chasing down Hubbard. Well, Hubbard should have the tire advantage for now. He has the soft tires, but they may fall off near the end of this race, so he's got to try to get by the 47 quickly, but there are 2 cars in the way. But Callum Ilott went with the medium, so he might be in a little bit better position. Peterson fell all the way down to 5th with that long pit stop, probably for repairs. The 03 is still in pit lane, and this looks like another car in trouble due to damage, and that is very unfortunate, because that could have been a very good point stay. But Lindsey Brewer now leads, as Callum Ilott back in pit lane. Oh no, a disaster for the 18. Did he hit the wall, or is this just another pit stop? As that 18 was in for a top 5 finish, has now fallen out of it, as Priest trying to battle Yuki Tsunoda, who's on the softs. Highlight 11.4 seconds, so maybe a little bit of damage, but that is time lost, and he has now fallen out of the top 10. Louis Foster's in trouble. Foster must have hit the wall, and those are championship positions going away. He is making the long drive back to the pits as he hit the wall earlier in the lap. That's heartbreak for the 11. But right now, up at the front, Brennan Hubbard has tracked down Lindsey Brewer. 4 tenths is the gap. Got to close in quickly. Might not have many attempts at it as those soft tires are gonna start going. Might get an attempt down the backstretch as Catherine Legg is in pit lane now. He's back by a tenth between the 47 and the 99 right now. 47 has been on these tires for 15 laps as they're going to go by the wounded Louis Foster. Ooh, that is going to be a big championship blow right there, as that is a big slide for the 47. Miles Rowe not in picture. It's between these two. Hubbard's going to get the draft going down the backstretch. He's going to go to the inside as they almost come together, but the 99 is going to have the better tires, and he's going to go to the lead. An underdog, not just victory, but podium possibly, with the 47 and 12. Ryan Preece in 4th with Sonoda 5th. Peterson, he's wounded in 6th. As we have an incident, Chet Jordan is spun. He's going to get back going, but that is a spin at the end of pit lane. That may have been contact with someone else. No, he just lost it trying to go around Ethan Martz. But Benjamin Peterson now wounded. That is another car that has taken a blow to the outside wall. That's going to be the end of his day. A lot of these fresh tires causing some chaos as Miles Rowe is going to pit. He could not make it to the end on those tires, which begs the question, can the 47 even make it? She's lost 2 seconds now. Hubbard drives away. Brewer down in 2nd. Ryan Preece and Yuki Tsunoda still on top of each other for 3rd. This may now be a podium spot that they're battling for. Peterson finally has made it back to pit lane. Had to make the long journey like Louis Foster and a few other drivers earlier today. Catherine Legg now back into the top 10, got by Mahavir Raghunathan, who has fallen down to the 11th spot as Ethan Martz slow once again. He's already down in 23rd, so this is just another blow as Ryan Preece and Yuki Tsunoda battle for 3rd. 27 trying to go the long way around, won't quite get there on the soft tires, as this 64 just doesn't have speed that we saw in qualifying. Trying to hang on to whatever he's got. by the 95 once again, as the 54 of Mahavir Raghunathan not able to make it to the end. He's going to have to pit again, as Lindsey Brewer is in now. He could not make it with just 7 laps to go. Ryan Preece and Yuki Tsunoda now battle for second, but they are 11 seconds behind the 99. So unless a major mistake is made, but that 99 has not made many mistakes this season. He's in for a good spot as Shane Van Gisbergen slow once again with damage. Tough day for the 43. He had a lot of possible points he could have made up. Not going to happen. Marcus Armstrong is now backwards in the middle of the track, as that is going to actually cause a late yellow by the 33, spitting out in front of the field, as the 27 and the 64 are dropping down the order. The 64 especially, what happened to him? He's losing a lot of spots. He spins in front of the 27. And he is losing many spots. Has he gotten back going? No, he hasn't. So Ryan Preece just throws away a second place, as that 30 is also off pace. There is a lot of chaos going on now. But finally, the first yellow of the day is 24 now in trouble. 42 in pit lane. There's so much going on. 24 is parked in the middle of the track. What happened to him? He just is already slow. Oh, he just walloped the wall and parked it in the middle of the track, so not many cars survive now. Barnhart in pit lane, so he may have had issues. Robbie in pit lane. Catherine Legg in pit lane. Is there anyone left in this race? But the 99's massive lead is gone now. Yeah, these three all have some sort of damage. Running 7th, 8th, and 9th. Preece is also out. So 6 cars remain on the lead lap at this point. Raghunathan, I think, should get his lap back, being 1 lap down. I can't believe it. So Hubbard on the soft, Tsunoda on the soft, Jacob Abel is on the medium, so he's on the best tires. Gonna have to see if that 75 can do anything. This will be a double file restart. As the 99 is going to pit now. The track position forfeited by the 99. As Miles Rowe, he pit earlier, and he's going to go to the lead. The 12 of Miles Rowe, now your leader, Lindsey Brewer in second, Callum Ilott in third. Brennan Hubbard did not have the tires to get to the end. Ryan Preece is going to come back out. He is going to be 1 lap down, though, in 8th, but not a lot of time lost compared to the 42, 07, and 30. So we're going to shorten the pace laps. try to have a little bit more green flag running. But so many cars taken out of this race, only a few actually on track here at the end. This might be the most demanding race I've seen in a long time. Biggest attrition I've seen since, I don't know, maybe Iowa season 1. A lot of cars put in the meat shredder. So there will be only 7 cars on the lead lap. Miles Rowe, Lindsey Brewer, Brennan Hubbard, Jacob Abel, Callum Ilott, and Yuki Tsunoda. But they've had some issues with double file restarts here, so we're gonna have to see how clean they can be on this. If both lanes get started nice and neat. As the 12 of Miles Rowe, looking at his first win in the second win for eventide racing. A lot could happen in these final 4 laps. Pace car pulls off as we get ready to go. Once again, another lane doesn't go, and I believe this is Hubbard's lane. That did not go on the restart. Lindsey Brewer on the outside. He's on the mediums, Miles Rowe on the soft, and pit a lot sooner. As she's going to go all the way around the outside and take the lead in a bold move. Super aggressive, but going for it. Connor Zilic slow on the track. But the 12 now falling back as the 18 of Callum Ilott looking at another podium. He can keep it clean here, but Lindsey Brewer looking at a second career win. The Banshees of Little Miami, if she can keep it up. Miles Rowe trying to hang on, but those tires are a lot older than hers. The 18 is going to be all over the back. He wants to get by soon so he can have a chance to fight. His tires are the best out of the top 3. But he is not close enough to the 12 to make the move yet, but he's going to go around the outside. Was it a little too late? No, he's going to get it. So 1 second back for Lindsey Brewer in the lead as the battle is on for the win. Callum Ilott on much better tires. Actually, no, he isn't. He is not on better tires. I thought he pit under the last yellow, but he pit a lot sooner. But he is still closing in. 6 tenths now. But catching is one thing, passing is another. All over the back. 4 tenths. There's 2 laps to go. 3 tenths. The gap is non-existent now. Callum Ilott trying to get a good run off the corner. I don't think he's going to be there just yet. He might only have one more shot at it. He could make an attempt down the backstretch, but it would have to be bold. 18 aggressive Bs looking at their first win. Callum Ilott's first win since season 2 if he could get this done. but he is not close enough. So he may only get one more chance. I haven't seen anyone make a successful pass for position into turn 7. Lindsey Brewer gets into the wall just a little, feeling the pressure from the 18. Gonna have to see if he's close enough. He is all over the back right now. 2/10. He may be able to get there. White flag. Not strong enough for the turn 1 and 2. 2/10. He's gonna need to be bold here if he wants to take this win, and he is not gonna go for it. A little slide through turn 2 may have been the difference. Four tenths. He is not close enough to make a shot at turn 7. Through turn 7 and 8 for the final time. The trouble turn is turn 12. Nice and smooth through here. And it's smooth enough. The 47 of Lindsey Brewer has once again won in the Open Wheel Offline League. This time on the streets of Detroit. First win for the Banshees of Little Miami since last season at Pocono. Callum Ilott once again will finish second. Thrilling battle to the end. Eventide Racing gets third and fourth with Miles Rowe and Yuki Tsunoda. Then Brendan Hubbard, a bad restart at the end, and pitting under the yellow will take him all the way down to 5th. I believe only 7 cars finished on the lead lap that race. Brian Priest 1 lap down, Glubler 2 laps down, Pin 2 laps down. Best finishing car for the Swindlers of Little Miami. Barnhart, Legg, Robbie Lohr, Benjamin Peterson, Guy Gagne. So many cars, many laps down. Louis Foster, your points leader, finishes all the way down in 16th. Let's take a look at the final results. They are finalized now. Lindsey Brewer wins the race in a showdown that came down to the line. Callum Ilott finishes second for the second time this season. Miles Rowe third. Yuki Tsunoda fourth. A good result for that team. Brendan Hubbard fifth. I believe that will be his best result of the season. Mahavir Raghunathan, best qualifying effort, second best race result of the season. He'll finish 6th. Jacob Abel 7th. Ryan Preece 8th, right behind his teammate. Glubler will take 9th. Dorian Pin will round out the top 10 in 10th, but yet 2 laps down. 11th is Gail Barnhart. 12th, Catherine Legg. 13th, Robbie Lohr. 14th, Benjamin Peterson. 15th, Guy Gagne. 16th, Louis Foster. Your points leader finishing way down the order. Connor Zilich had an eventful day. He'll finish 17th. Chet Jordan all the way down in 18th. Barely took the green, but will finish deep in the order. 19th, David Malukas. 20th, Alessio Deletta. 21st, Shane Van Gisbergen having his worst result of the season. Stingray Robb 22nd. Ethan Martz 23rd. Rounding out the field, 24th, Marcus Armstrong. His best qualifying effort of the season nets him a last place finish. Well, that was a bit of a chaotic race here at Detroit, but quite entertaining. Came down to the final laps, and many cars with many incident points. Look at that. Every single car had an incident point today. The most going to Shane Van Gisbergen at 24. So, an eventful day here at Detroit. Up next, maybe we'll be a little bit calmer. Who knows? We're going to go to Mid-Ohio First natural terrain track since Virginia a little while ago. But I hope to see you guys there. Qualifying will be on Friday and race on Saturday. And I'll see you then.